Hmm. Hello, everybody. How are you? I have some music playing today, so I don't know if you guys can hear it a little bit, but I am playing around with doing like a little bit of shamanic drumming, and there's some like tribal flute mixed in there. So I just want to experiment and see what it's like for you guys and what it's like for me. Because usually when I connect in and I do other kinds of readings or like channeled writing and things like that, I always like feel like I go deeper. I think the shamanic drumming kind of helps like shift the brainwaves and yeah, so we're gonna try it. We're just gonna try it and see. But welcome. Start dropping in the comments if you're here. Let me know if you're ready for um, a reading. If you are new to me, I am Ashley Bradley. I'm an intuitive business coach, which means that I have coaching skills and I also really use my intuition. And that's one of the things that we're going to be really primarily leaning into tonight is connecting in with you, your questions about your business and tuning into your energy and really showing what's there, what's needed, what your spirit team is talking about, and your spirit team is there for you whether you've been communicating with them or not. And we will not only be looking at your energy field and what I'm picking up on there, but also just kind of tuning in and see what your spirit team wants to talk about. So if you do have a specific question, I think it really helps guide the process. It helps to really get clear answers. Yes, no questions though. I'd avoid that. I feel like, you know, if we're working with a pendulum or something like that, at times we might go there. But I feel like for the kinds of readings that we're doing tonight, you're going to get better answers and you're going to get pointed in the, you know, maybe the right direction of where to move next if you have a clear direction or answer. And with business, when I say business, by the way, that might mean for you career. It might mean a business that you've started, one that's been on your mind. It might be more related to money or purpose. And those are all topics that are like totally welcome tonight. But I at least like to set a container for the types of information that I receive most readily. So yeah, start hopping in the comments. I do have Solange that is here this evening. She just commented so that you guys can see whether you're on YouTube, whether you're on Facebook. Let us know that you're here. And if you're ready for a reading, if you comment, that'll sort of like raise your hand. And Solange will be able to help you get connected with me, whether it's like through the comments or if you'll get priority as we get a little bit more action going tonight. If you want to hop actually in and join me via audio or even video, if you're feeling you know, extra frisky tonight. Solange, let me know if the music gets too loud at all. You can just like maybe send me a private chat thing, or when you hop in, just let me know if it gets too loud, because you know, we're just experimenting here. Hi, Lynn. Hi, Lynn. So, Lynn, do you want to go first tonight, Lynn? Do you want to join? Do you want to join like through the audio? Do you want to hop in here? Do you want to stay in the comments? What are you feeling like tonight, Lynn? Hi, Chelsea. Hi. Hi, Chelsea. Oh, I love your photo. I love your makeup and your, oh my God, your highlighter is so pretty in that photo. Hi, Helen. How are you? Good. Okay, so I know that I think Lynn is going to go first, but I'm really excited. If you guys have never seen or experienced my readings, I'm just excited that you're here, and we're just gonna get going with the first person that wants to hop in. Okay, perfect, Lynn. So I'm gonna start with Lynn, and you guys can just start raising your hand in the comments. Just raise them on up and let me know that you're ready. Okay. Let's start with Lynn. Okay. I love that photo, Lynn. Oh my gosh, look at your pink dress. It like totally matches with my like little coloring things on here as well. Okay. You bring in lots of energy with you today, Lynn, and I feel like it feels really powerful. I feel like you've experienced some kind of big shift because I feel a really like strong, solid, like solar plexus energy as soon as I connect in with you. So good work with whatever you're doing, girl, because it feels good. Okay, so this is what we're gonna pull a card on for Lynn. So you found your brand and you wanna know if what you're thinking for your niche is in good alignment for you. Okay. Okay. Yeah, it's up to you, Lynn, if you want to share more, or I can just sort of pull some cards and just see what I'm getting for you. And we can go from there. Good. Okay. All right. So, Lynn, I'm going to set some intentions to just further dive into your energy. And then I also want you to just set the intentions as well for your guides to show up, for your spirit team to show up and to communicate. And I'll say, like, I'm going to start with the reading and then I'll kind of give you my 2 cents as well, just on niches in general. This song is like, I feel like a little bit of Aladdin vibes right now. Okay, so Lynn. Okay, so this King of Air card is coming in. It's talking about speaking your mind with confidence, seeking out professional advice, and balancing mental and emotional considerations. Have you been, are you looking to coach people like professional women, or here, I'll show you the card as well. I'm just sort of going off of the card because I feel like this, the air card definitely has to do with intellect and our thoughts. And so I guess that's just what I'm seeing here is you kind of showing up as this leader of the pack. This person that is sort of like, hey, I'm going to walk with you. I'm going to be your guide. And it almost feels kind of like a sense, because there's all these unicorns showing up, that you are sort of like getting people to sort of get in touch with their inner unicorn and sort of bringing that to their professional life. I'm wondering if that is sort of the direction that you're going in, because just based on the card, that's what I'm feeling. Connecting in with your guide. And I did, if you didn't see, Lynn, I just, maybe you did. I just actually posted something about a business guide. Okay, thinking about women with MLM businesses. Okay, cool. I'm just connecting in a little bit deeper. So let me just take a moment. So really what I'm feeling, Lynn, is like they're really saying to you that it's not necessarily important sort of what, who you choose or what you choose, that it's really more important right now with how you show up. And I feel like they just kind of keep pointing back to the heart, and they're saying as long as you keep really kind of digging deep and finding messages that are really connected in with you and with your heart, that you're gonna basically start to get to see who's leaning into you more. I'm gonna separate it out and just sort of give you my 2 cents on a niche in general, as I feel like you start in one place and then it sort of expands as you go along. So I think it's easier to know like who you're talking to and to create things for them. So I'm 100% like believer that like niches are so important for you to stand out. And I also feel like where my niche started is like really different from where my niche is like 5 years later. And I'm sure it's going to continue to sort of like, as I expand and grow, to actually refine and go deeper and deeper. So they're also saying that it feels actually like it might even be more specific than that. It really feels like it's going to be important that you connect with women that are on like a path of discovery and personal growth. And they're kind of showing me like a sense of like people that have left a piece of them aside, like for a family, for a career, that they're also like really returning to the MLM because they're trying to find a sort of piece of independence, a piece of themselves. And so the feeling that I get with it is that the MLM might be sort of like the kind of forward facing, side of it. But it feels like what's really at the heart of that is that these women are looking for something more. And so I feel like it's sort of like remembering parts of them that were left behind. How is this all landing for you? Because I really want to know if this is making sense. But I feel like if this is what you're feeling really excited about, Lynn, I feel like excitement is the most important thing. And so if it's something that you're excited about, put it out there. Like, you're not going to break it. I feel like I just maybe wrote a post about this last week that like, sometimes we get nervous about like, oh, what if we change it? What are people going to think? And ultimately people are not necessarily thinking that much about us or like paying attention to like if we have multiple things. Okay. The freedom and independence. Yeah. And I think, Lynn, like what comes in as well with like MLMs is that sometimes people they're on the surface level, they're wanting one thing, but there's something more that they are wanting even deeper than that. Like they're wanting probably a connection, or they're wanting a purpose, things like that, which I feel like are probably going to be like so perfect for you to help them with as far as coaching goes. Because I think that at times, like, I think that things shift so quickly that we start to be like, okay, well, what was I doing this for? Why did I start this career? And that people start to seek things outside themselves. So I feel like that's going to be perfect for coaching, so that you can sort of like really remind them that it's actually not found outside of ourselves at all, but it's found within ourselves. So I feel like that would be really perfect for you. But yeah, I feel like your card sort of talked like to kind of being this leader in this professional space, of women specifically. And I feel like, honestly, just try it. Like, your team just wants you to be excited, and they communicate with you and show you if you're on track based on how you're feeling. So if you're meeting resistance, if you're not enjoying something, that is how they're communicating with you to tell you to get back on track. So go for it, girl. Have fun with it. Hi, Solange. I'm going to pull you in and see who's next. Who is next?
Yeah, we have Chelsea next. She's going to stay in the comments.
In the comments. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. Perfect. Chelsea. It's Chelsea. I'm going to see a general reading. Okay. Perfect. Perfect. Okay. Career path. Okay. I'm going to pull a purpose card for you, Chelsea. Okay. So I'm going to get tuned in, Chelsea. And if I could have you just also set the intention as I tune in with you, just to invite in your guides, your angels, anyone that wants to be present. You do the same while I focus in, okay? Okay. Okay. So I did grab a different deck. We'll see, we might pull it, but I did pull this life purpose deck out for that. Okay. So they're signaling a career change happening. Have you been thinking about switching to something else? I feel like, wow, you have a lot of messages of like protection coming in right now from your team. There's a sense, I feel like the thing that they were talking to me about as I first started tuning into your energy is like this sense of trying to do too many things at once, that they want you to get more focused in and more honed in. And we are really meant to be doing more of the things that we love, like I was talking about with Lynn. But it's interesting. There's actually like actual kind of professions and things like that in this other deck, but these are the cards that were coming in. So it's like protection and freedom. So the first one being free to do what you choose, like my sense when that card comes in, honestly, Chelsea, is that your heart already knows what it wants, but your brain is stopping it. That there's a disconnect between the heart and the brain, and that you can't see the path. You're stopped by the how, and that they're like, girl, let's go. Like, we're here to help you. Like, we're here to do this. We're ready when you are. So I'm really getting that sense with you. I'd love to hear if that makes sense. And the protection, which I feel like I'm getting themes of protection in both cards. You're safe, you're supported while you change your career. This 3 of Fire card coming in, it's talking about abundance, that things look good, but you might need to have some patience. But it's saying like, yes, it's a good time to make long-term plans. The other thing that this card represents is that it's very much, the energy of the dragon, which is very much protection. It's very symbolic of spirit really having your back. But if you see like the landscape that's there, it's kind of cloudy. It's kind of there's like a volcano going on, and it's a bit chaotic. It kind of feels like, maybe 2020. But what I really want to point out is that you likely have led a life that feels like that, like separate from 2020, where it feels like one thing after another, and that things are just like hard, and that a lot of it has really prepared you to be on this next part of your journey. I really want you to focus in on a lot of solar plexus, because they're just telling me that that's like the area that you need to see first, that it's possible for you. And as soon as that piece gets on board, then I feel like everything else comes together. Lastly, I feel like they're communicating with you a lot. They're asking you to slow down. They're saying like, take a breath, like tune into us, like watch for the signs. Like, we are coming in hot with all of these signs. Like, but it does feel very clear. is there anything else that you wanted to ask, Chelsea? But it makes sense. Good. Anything else that feels unclear about that? Because everything that came in, Chelsea, it seems like you already know. That it's just really a matter of doing it and not trying to do. They're showing me like 5 or 6 things. I don't know if that's what it actually is, but it feels like a lot. Like, they're showing me like all of these different things that are sort of dividing your time and attention, and they're wanting you to sort of like hone it in and to actually trust yourself enough that can take off. Yeah. Okay. Well, thanks, Chelsea. I'm glad that you got to join. I hope you do whatever it is that you like want to do, because I feel like why wouldn't you? That's what we're here to do, right? Yes. Thank you, guys. Hi, Solange.
Hi. So Tammy is going next, and she's going to say in the comments as well.
Okay. Tammy Hampton. Yeah. Tammy Hampton. Okay. This person, right? Okay. I feel like my chair. Thanks, Solange. I like for you guys to see like who it is, but like I know sometimes I like have to like peek up like this. So Tammy, I'm gonna go to you next. By the way, if any of you guys are just like really wanting to dive deeper, since I know these like little experiences are very quick, let me know. Like, I do have a experience where we can dive deep. We can do some coaching. We can do some readings and basically give you a plan of the next 3 things that you're going to do, but from like a very intuitive place, not like a one size fits all kind of place. So if you could use that and a little kick in the pants right now in terms of some accountability, just comment plan for me in the comments, and I'll make sure that you get those details. If you're on Facebook, you can comment that. If you're on YouTube, Solange will help you. Solange will help you in the comments, because it's a little bit different. It's harder to go back on YouTube and like find all of the things. Whew. Okay, so I know that Tammy is going to be next. Chelsea was saying this resonates a lot. I've been trying to do way too much. I'm really trying to tune into what I want to do. Thank you so much for this, Ashley. I really miss tuning into your readings. Oh, thanks, Chelsea. It felt really good to have you here. Hi, Tammy. So Tammy Hampton. So before I even read this, Tammy, I want you to set some intentions to connect in with your spirit team. I want you to connect in. It feels like there's a lot of angels that show up for you. I want you to set the intention that they show up right now so that they can be a part of this. And I'm going to set that intention too to connect in with them. Okay. So you said, I'm not sure what's next in my soul purpose with my career as a healer and psychic. I'm really stuck. I love to create, but I don't know what to stick with. I feel like I never really be my fullest potential to help others because I can't make up my mind. Thank you so much. I love your hair. Thank you. Thanks, Tammy. Okay, I'll pull some cards for you. Okay. They're talking immediately about you needing to charge more, Tammy. Would that make sense? I'm getting a lot of tingles when I say that, so I feel like I'm getting my confirmation. But there's this sense of like doing sort of like these deeper experiences, and that there's like fewer people, and that I see you charging more to do that. So I have a few things. This Ace of Fire card, it's actually talking about an exciting new opportunity, career advancement, and changing your life. And I pulled this other one, the inflow of abundance, promising business venture, important documents or contracts. That's really interesting. Let me tune in a bit. So I feel like, Tammy, it doesn't feel like a completely new thing. It feels like another level in multiple ways. I feel like it's up leveled in terms of how you offer things. It feels like working with people deeper and for longer. And it also feels like a sense of, I don't know if you work with the quantum or if you've had interest in it, but I almost feel like a part of your role, Tammy, is sort of working with quantum, with the quantum field. Would that make sense? Because I feel like everyone is sort of in this place right now with lightworkers specifically, where we're sort of getting in our places. And I feel like a lot of lightworkers that already had businesses are sort of like going through like a lightworker or healer identity crisis, and that they are in some ways kind of like questioning things and being like, what belongs, what needs to be here, what doesn't, like, is this me still, like, do I want to refer to myself as this? And so I just want to name that because I feel like it's important. I feel like most of the people that I attract are the light workers and healers, and that there's a lot of things falling away right now. Like, and so I just want to name that, like, things that are falling away that you've let go, that have completed, or things that just didn't feel resonant anymore. They've left, and for good reason. And there's things coming in. Oh my God, do you hear that music? I feel like the power music just came on for you right now. Okay, so let me just sort of tune in again and see what's here. Okay. So I see you also, they're talking about movement, moving energy, and working with the quantum. I don't know what that means to you, but I feel like this sense of, it feels deeper. It feels like, I don't know, Tammy, what kind of work that you do, but it does feel like a sense of people working with you longer term or gathering in groups? Okay. Okay. Good. So this is all making sense. Okay. But yeah, they were coming in saying that you needed to charge more, that also people are showing up to their commitments with you at a different level when you're charging more, but they're really wanting you to own some of the things that you might have felt like are like a little bit weird, because I feel like we like doing this work are already like pretty out there, you know, but I feel like then there's other pieces that we hold back that like are just maybe like, you know, with our close group of friends or with other people that we know that are like down with like spirit. And I feel like I see you sort of like stretching even further. And again, I feel like that's the journey for a lot of light workers right now, of really sort of like putting it out there. Don't be surprised as well, Tammy, if a lot of different kinds of people are showing up to you that don't usually seem like your people. They're sort of like, really? Like, are you looking for a psychic? Are you looking for a healer? Because I feel like there's a lot of that right now as well. Okay. Yes. Yes. I'm glad that this makes sense. Thank you, Tammy, though. I'm glad that you got some confirmation. Thank you for showing up tonight. If you're not in my group, by the way, Tammy, the Prosperous Rebel, we'd love to have you in there. It's all like basically the healer, light worker, world changers hanging out that also have a business. So come hang out with us. Whew. All right, Solange. What do we have next?
All right. So we have Idon next.
Oh, yay. Idong is next.
Yeah.
Tammy, I'm so curious. Like, what did I help you with a year ago? I love that, though. Thank you. Thank you for telling me that. I appreciate that. So Idong is next.
Idon said he wanted to join us live, so
Okay.
I'm not really
put
sure.
it for her.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Cool. And if you guys as well, like if you're watching and you are one of those people that I was talking about, like myself, like Tammy, if you are a healer, a light worker, basically meaning that you are here to put our world back together in a new way and really help people through this process, right? And make money at the same time, but really work with people in the way that we do, as many names that we go by: healers, light workers, intuitives, coaches, all of those different types of names. Let me know, because I have some people that I am working with right now that are basically aiming to get to 5K in their business in the next 90 days. So if you want to join us, if you feel like that is your goal as well, and you are wanting to be with a group of people that really supports you, that's bringing in marketing support, and basically that we're not just doing it alone, so we don't feel like totally kind of like we're floating out there lost, like come and join us. Okay, so I'm gonna pull Idong in. All right.
Hey.
Hi. How are you?
I'm well. How are you?
Good, good. What time? It's late for you. It's like
Yeah.
what, 9:30?
Yeah, 9:30.
Good. So what do you want to do a reading on tonight?
It's it's really the same thing that we've kind of like touched on a little bit. Um, I feel like I'm ready to jump in, but there's so many facets on
Yeah.
on what I can do. Talking about healers. You know, um, with whatever's going on right now, I cannot use my touch healing, but I'm still using my my education and my support,
Yeah.
and also there's an avenue of doing that in writing and content writing, blogging, and also teaching the next generation of healers. So I'm kind of
Yeah.
like, there's so much that I can do. I don't want to overwhelm myself. And
Yeah.
also I need guidance on what would be rewarding, fulfilling, and healing for me as well.
Okay. Let's pull some cards in that area. So I want you to set the intention as well. I'm going to do the same of just inviting in anybody that you like to connect with on the spirit team, any angels, basically just asking your people to show up for you, your guides. And so I'm going to do the same. Let's get connected in. Okay. So I feel like sometimes cards just want to jump out of the deck.
Right.
Okay. Okay. So it's interesting the way that the cards showed up. Well, first I want to show you that a time to decide card showed up.
Okay.
And so it's meaning that like you do have options, but they're really wanting you to get on a path and to choose to select it. And it's talking about choosing based on what your heart wants. So really our emotions tune us to what our purpose is based on how we feel when we do it. And so I do want you to start paying attention to the things that you are leaning into the most, that you feel the best when you're doing them, because you're talking about wanting to heal at the same time. And that is one of the ways that you're really going to feel it, is it's gonna really feel resonant. It's gonna feel like, that warm, fuzzy expansion in the heart kind of feeling
Right.
when you do it. So really pay attention to that. The other thing that's coming in is I see a bit of studying, not like traditional school necessarily, but I feel like I see it being an area that you actually naturally find yourself reading about a lot. Like I see you reading a lot of articles and different books, or like as you scroll, seeing specific courses and things like that, that not necessarily that you're taking them all, but it's that kind of pull to the things that that you are really excited about. And this whole thing about practice. Let me go to this other card. It's interesting too, because it's saying you're ready, that you already have the resources, and that your life is very magical. And so my sense is that you said something, and I'm noticing something about the hands in this card. What is it about hands? Like when you say healing with the hands, what is it about your hands that you've noticed with healing?
Um, you know, it's I'm a nurse, and I don't think it happened by accident. And I have found myself, as I've gone up in my career, through education and, whatever else, that I find the most comfort when I am caring for people. I tend to bring a lot of, peace and comfort to my patients when I'm actually caring for them. There's just something about that process that heals me and heals them. So, given my pregnancy right now in COVID,
Yeah.
my last patient unfortunately passed away in December, and I was able to care for him until, that time. And I feel his energy a lot with me. And that's something that, you know, I I feel like, I don't know. I don't know how to put it. Yeah.
What they're showing me, Dong, is like I do feel like I don't know whether you're gonna like outwardly talk about it like this, but I do feel other modalities coming in,
Right.
and it's almost like they're showing me that you've come from this like line of like healers. I don't know if it's in recent past, but that there was women in your like lineage that had practiced certain things. And I don't know that all of those things, right? I feel like the culture in the US might look at things that are different from their own culture a little bit differently. But I do feel like you have some of that
Yeah, I
and that
do.
you do. Okay.
I'm very holistic in my practice. And I use a lot of, nature, herbs and crystals, and I'm very,
Oh, I didn't
yeah,
know that about you.
yeah.
Yeah.
So that's a side of me that very close people know, and it kind of it's silly in a sense because it's like a parallel to modern education in a sense, but I do gravitate towards that area
Yeah.
of practice. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And I feel like um, there's even other things that, like, I don't know how many generations it goes back necessarily. It feels like it was like, um, if we look back, a few hundred years ago, you know what I
Right.
mean? 100 years ago, like it feels like a great, great kind of grandmother. I don't know if you know anything about kind of lineage with your family, but it also feels like there's certain things that they were doing that you're sort of meant to maybe not do it exactly like them, but to blend with your other practice and modernize
Right.
it. I feel like I see a sense of you. I do feel like you're working with people one on one and in groups, and I see it being something. Let me just tune into it a little bit more.
Okay.
And I feel like it's something about being in outdoor spaces. Like you talked about your connection with nature. Like I see it happening in community. Almost like it feels almost ceremonial in a way. And I'm not saying that this is like the bulk of what you're doing, but I feel like there's something about a piece of your offerings, like one part of your offering that I see you sort of getting back to sort of like these roots and sort of taking these things that maybe other people have turned away from for
Right.
modern medicine and
Right.
sort of like reintroducing them in a modern way with things that you're really passionate about. I see you placing your hands on people's shoulders and helping them ground. I feel like this is part of your magic, that you help people ground with your energy and that you do it all the time. Sometimes it's with one, sometimes it's with two. Your voice as well has a certain frequency by design that somehow just sort of tunes people in as well. So I feel like it's sort of a grounding frequency as well
Right.
as a frequency that works with the higher chakras that opens people. And I feel like I'm getting a lot of chills right now.
Yeah.
But what they're wanting you to remember is
Yeah.
that you being you, that it's sort of like you have the freedom to choose what you want to do with that and how you want to show up with it, but it's actually just you that can do it. And you can do it as well. Like, I want you to just intention at times to show up. I feel like a funny little noise coming in too. I don't know if you could hear it. um but yeah, I want you to just intention and just see your hand going on people's shoulders even if you can't touch them. I feel like I'm not sure what that noise is. That's really interesting. But we're just gonna go with it because things come for a reason. So I would just say to take this time. Like I know that with the baby coming, that does force us to slow down and just see that as like a invitation from the universe to like really slow down and get tuned in with how you want to show up.
I
How does
think
that
that's
feel?
what struggling. It feels really good. It's really a confirmation of a lot of things. But it just feels like I'm here. I'm listening. I'm obeying. But there's so many paths, and I feel like, oh, I just need help. How do I go about this? So yeah.
Yeah, and I think the biggest thing as well is like we're not going to know the how. That all we can really do is sort of like do the next step. and it's the card of you practicing is coming in. So I want you to play with practicing virtually. I want you to
Okay.
play with grounding people virtually. I want you to play with sending your energy. I'll let you know as well. I'm gonna be doing a Reiki 1 training pretty soon for people that's basically just sort of like if they whatever they want to pay, because I'm going to be teaching my clients how to do it. But I feel like Reiki also, it tunes you to a different frequency. It raises your vibration, and it's also, I feel like you don't necessarily need to be Reiki 2 to like distance heal. So I want you to sort of start thinking like that. There's a weird little like kind of type noise, so I'm gonna pull you
Okay.
out of the feed because I think it's like, I don't even know what that noise is, but but I'm glad that helped. Thank you so much. Hi, Solange.
Hi. So we have Helen next. We don't have any question yet. I don't know if she read my comment about
Great.
in a question there,
Great.
but if she's still
Okay.
here.
Helen, if you're still here, drop a comment. Let me know. We'll see if Helen's still here, and then we'll dive into her. We'll give her a moment. I know sometimes it, oh yeah, Solange is saying the noise. Yeah, I'm not sure what that noise was. It was funny. It sounded like someone typing away feverishly, but I'm like, oh, but she's not typing.
Yeah.
Thanks, Idong. Thank you so much. If you guys are in this space, like I feel like there's a lot of us in this space right now. And I know we can only dive so deep on a Tuesday like this. I will be back. Like I do this every Tuesday at the same time at 6 Pacific. So you're welcome to come back. If you want to dive deeper, I do have spots that I'm now filling up for September since it's been really a popular session. But just comment plan. Like if you're in the place where you're just like, what the fuck am I supposed to do next? Because I feel like I'm meant to be doing something else and I feel that pull to something else, but I actually don't know exactly what that is. Like I want to get really tuned in. I want some accountability. I want to know what it is. Like I have a session type for new clients that basically is a deep dive reading and coaching session with some follow-up accountability. So comment plan if you want to talk about that. So let's see if we have Helen, yes. I would love to know when my business is going to take off. A lot of work has been put into making this work. Okay. So Helen, what I'll tell you is there is times when we are asking for things from the universe, and I'm sort of setting it up for the reading. There's times when we're just like, I want this, universe, when's it coming? And sometimes what the universe answers back with is sort of like what we need to shift in ourselves to be a different point of attraction. So I'm naming that, like it might be clear. We can sort of maybe do a little bit of work with the pendulum possibly, but a lot of times it's sort of like, hey, here's the path that I want you on to make that happen. I'm just going to get set up. We can do a little work with the pendulum as well and see if we're getting anything around timing. Okay. So Helen, I'm going to tune into you, and what I want for you to do as well is be setting this intention to be connecting, to inviting in your spirit team, your angels, whoever you want to work with on the other side, invite them into this party, and I'm going to be doing the same, okay? Okay. I'm wondering, Helen, because I feel like they are saying that you've actually been talking with them a lot. Like, I don't know if it's like through prayer or through like conversation with the universe, but would that make sense for you? Because I feel like they've been saying that you actually have been talking to them a lot. Does that make sense for you? The card coming in for you is the 10 of water. And the water cards are emotions. And it's talking about a contented and rewarding family life, emotional and material needs are met, trustworthy relationships. I want to pull up another one as well, just to like show us more. You pray constantly. Yeah. That's what I've been seeing. That makes sense. The other one is this life experience card. It's talking about a significant life event, a powerful revelation that leads to change, and a time to spread your wings as well. So I want to start with this card, and then I'll sort of weave in the other one. But this feels like our starting card. Okay, so this life experience card. It comes in when we have some kind of cloudiness, some storminess in our life, and where it's almost hard for us to see things working. So I don't know a lot or anything really about your past, Helen, but I feel like even before 2020 hit, I feel like it feels like 5-6 years. Like it feels like a period of time where there's been sort of things like knocking on doors that won't open, things that weren't coming together the way that you hoped. Would that make sense for you? Because they're saying that sometimes it's hard for you to connect in with something working. Lots of storms. Yeah, it seems almost like it's hard for you to see a future in which it's working because of the storminess in the past. And so it's really time to sort of let that go. They're sort of showing me this like sweeping motion that you really have to sweep that away for you to be really focused in. In terms of your prayers, I want you to just like tweak it just a bit in terms of like how you are talking to your spirit team, how you are talking to God, like because your words are really powerful. And if we were to even think about it in terms of like placing an order on Amazon, but like the words can't read, like I want you to realize that don't want, don't like, that those words are not sort of registering the same, because the energy of, oh, you got rid of your husband. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah. Yeah, I feel like maybe that's why the emotion card was coming in as well. So I was like, okay, I feel like I want to pull another one. So I want you to focus on talking about and praying with like what you want more of, and sort of being in a place of gratitude. Thank you for this. I would love to experience more of this in my life experience. So I am seeing times when you're like, I don't want this anymore. Like if you want to release something, just release it and don't talk about it anymore. But I'm really seeing you just sort of slightly shifting the way that you are talking and praying, and communicating with your higher power. But really what I'm seeing is like you building and working on your belief that things can work out for you, that everything is always working out for you, that this life experience has really given you everything you need to really appreciate the beauty that you're creating. You pray as if you already have it. Good. So I feel like that is the thing that I really want to build in you, Helen, is sort of more belief that it's yours already, more belief that it's already yours. This water card, this emotions card, you're really submerged in it. You're submerged in it. And I'm just sort of looking, let me just tune in a little bit more, because it feels like I want to point you in a certain direction, but I do want to work with the pendulum as well. So let me just see if there's anything else, and then we'll see if we can get some kind of a time frame with it. Okay, I will see that they're talking about things are going to be shifting a lot at the end of this year. And so I want you to know that even if things feel like a bit of a struggle, that energies are shifting. It doesn't necessarily mean that things are going to have to wait until that long, but there's a big shift coming at the end of this year. I'm going to work with the pendulum just a little bit. They're talking about seeing a certain goal, like talking about a certain specific goal with how much money you're going to make and connecting in with that version of you. Like I see that there's a lot going on in terms of manifesting, and ultimately we really manifest who we are. Like sometimes we try to focus on things or with money, but ultimately it's really kind of focusing on who you're becoming. And if you can let that version of you really take a seat now and start making those decisions, I feel like that's a slight shift I want to make for you. So I'm going to work with the pendulum just a little bit and see if we can get more tuned in on a month. So I'm just sort of doing something on my end to get that ready. November, so 2020, September. Give me just a moment to. January. Okay. So pendulums just sort of work with the energies, and they sort of yeah. It's funny, I was seeing at the end of the year and they're pointing towards November 2020. If you can check in as well, ultimately, I want you to always be connecting in and seeing if you feel truth with it. But there's something about November 2020. So I want you to just sit with that, see how it feels. That sometimes things land as truth. Again, it doesn't necessarily matter if it happens sooner than that, but something about the importance of November 2020 is coming in for you right now. So yeah, I'll leave you with that. I would say just some things that I'd really want to highlight is releasing. Oh, that's in November? Oh, okay. Maybe at that point, like things shift for you. I know that when we want to up level energetically, like we do have to release a lot of things. Like I don't know, Helen, if you can almost do like a ceremonial like divorce or something like that sooner, just to cut the energetic cords with it. I don't know. I'm sure some people do things like that, but it's almost like I want you to release the energy sooner. Like instead of waiting for that. I got a little bit of chills when I said that. Almost like yeah, something that kind of feels really good for you, like a ritual. But as soon as you offload certain energies and really kind of cut the energetic ties with them, then you're actually able to replace those with higher frequencies, the things that are more aligned with you, and become a different point of attraction. So yeah, I just want you to sit with that and see how it feels. But thank you, Helen. Thank you. I hope that was helpful. All right, so I'm going to bring in Solange. Hi, Solange.
Hi. So we have Shandy next. She was on YouTube, but I'm not really sure if she's still here. So we can maybe check.
Okay. Shandy, are you here? Let us know. Let us know. And if you guys are connecting in with this today and you are somebody that is doing work that's really meaningful to you to basically change the world, that's how I see it, whether you're a coach or a healer or a light worker, whatever you do, if you are somebody that doesn't have fun doing it alone and you really want the support, the accountability, and really some guidance of doing it with other people, if you comment just magic, I have a group called Amplify Your Magic that we're actually working in that group for folks that are working towards 5K a month in their business in the next 90 days. So if that describes you and you really like tapping into the collective wisdom of others and really finding like your flow in business, because I feel like a lot of business was built like by men, for men, and I'm just kind of done with it. I don't know about you guys, but I really want to create a space where like intuition is like talked about, where we can talk about our emotions and sort of like really just sort of dance with whatever's coming up and really like let that be a space where it's a strength and not a weakness. So if that sounds like you, make sure that you let me know, because we are looking for you. We're looking for you. All right. So Shandy, are you here? Are you here, Shandy? Okay. I don't know if Shandy's here. Who else? Who else, Solange? If Shandy isn't here.
Marlena was here. She was saying something on the comment.
Oh, Marlena. Yeah. Let's go to
I
Marlena.
don't, yeah, I don't know
Let's
if
try.
she still wants a reading or she was just commenting something.
Yeah. I want to say how I continue. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Perfect. Her question is, how do I continue my momentum and alignment with my focus with the women that I'm focused on? Continue my momentum and alignment. Okay. I'm going to pull from this other deck for you. Okay. Oh, grab this card because it just sort of flew out. I feel like this card is meant for you. So we're going to bring it because it literally just like hopped out of the deck. It was just like, me, pick me. So this is the card, this flow card. I do want you to, I feel like your spirit team and your guides are already here, but I just want you to set the intention as I connect in with your energy to really just set the intention that they show up, that they arrive, that they provide some clear guidance for you. So I'm going to tune in. I almost get the sense that they're sort of like kind of cheering for you. I feel like a sense of them sort of like clapping. It feels like they are just so proud of you. Like I get this like kind of proud, joyful mom emotion that comes over me, that they're like just really in awe of watching you is like really the feeling that I'm getting right now. So this flow card is showing up. And so flow, there's a lot of different things that are out there in terms of like what a flow state is. But I am really tuned into the water element that's here, the water and the moon. So I am curious, like, Marlena, like for you to start to kind of tune in to the movements of the moon, to start noticing if you feel different ways and just paying attention to that cycle. I feel like there's a way that you're going to be able to harness it. Like, see how she has this kind of water sort of like that she's like holding in her hands. Like, there's a way that I see you sort of harnessing and syncing up with that, that actually feels more natural to you. And it feels like it's a part of further breaking down the corporate dynamics. They're showing me the throat chakra right now. What do we want to say about that? They're saying that like while you're going for it, that there's still certain moments where you're a little afraid to kind of offend or like push a boundary a little bit too much, that there's times where like they're kind of showing that like you wouldn't say it that way to your best friend, and that you're sort of like scaling it down a little bit. And so that would that make sense for you? Because they're basically showing like she could push it a little bit further, because you have a sort of a powerful voice to you that its energy is experienced best unedited. And I want you to remember that when you start being really calculated and sort of taking out certain words and phrases, that is like sort of like returning to that corporate conditioning. And so we're done with that now. No, that's not it. And if people get offended, they're not your client. They're not for you. Let them be offended and sort of find their other person. But I wouldn't worry about them. I know that, but yeah, I just want you to kind of re-ground in, like as if you're talking to one person that's across the table, because I feel like sometimes like you're going for it, but that it still feels like a little bit harnessed, and I want you to be a little bit more wild. Yeah, you're trying to talk to people more authentically. Yeah, that, and sort of just in terms of with alignment and focus, I would point you towards just tuning into this, what this card is saying. I'll read it to you as well, of paying attention to, like, if it's a full moon, if it's a new moon, of just starting to track when you feel creative. When do I feel really like ballsy? When do I feel like tough love? When do I feel like inspiring people? When do I feel like just sort of like seeing like basically your natural sinking in? I think I may need to speak to people than writing. Yeah, I mean, you are magic on video, so I think that you do come across with a different power and authority are the words that are coming to me when you are on video. I think the writing can be good because I know sometimes we can't do video like all the time, or can we? You can do whatever you want. You can do whatever you want. So the essence of this card, it's talking about the natural movement of events in the world, that it's sort of like the ebb and the flow of the oceans, and how even how there's like a certain flow with the river as well, and how it almost seems like effortless the way that movement can happen. And so it's basically signifying like that you do have this ability to gracefully move around obstacles, and it's really about that sense of allowing as well. So really, I want you to, whenever you're feeling like you want to move at greater speed or pick up momentum, and if you do see something in your path, to really reconnect, or I don't know if there's any bodies of water near you. I'm not sure where you live, but like if there's any kind of even like water elements, I don't know what I'm talking about now, like in your backyard, or like little, like, you know how they have like cute waterfalls and things like that at places. Like I feel like there's a sense of this like cleansing nature for you with water, and that it sort of helps you let go of things. It cleanses your energy. I even see you like kind of when you shower, like really setting the intention that the water is removing like any energies and sort of releasing anything that doesn't serve you. So that's what I'm feeling for you today. That's what I'm feeling. Thanks, Marlena. Thank you. But I love what you're doing. I'm like such a big fan of everything that Marlena does. She has a group, if you guys want to follow her. It's Bold Decisions for Black Women. So if that is you, like, go and find her group, because she is somebody that has a powerful career, that's taken big risks. So find her group. You are connected to water. Good. Good. Yeah. I feel like I could see you sort of getting like some kind of fountain for like meditation. Yes. Thanks, Marlena. Thanks, Marlena. Well, thank you guys for joining. I do have a group. If you guys are not familiar with the group, my group is the Prosperous Rebel, and I'm going to be showing people how to use pendulums this week more, just like the basics of using like a pendulum like this is a divination tool, and how to use it in business. I had a live on Sunday that you can go back and watch, because I have a lot of content in that group. So come find us, come hang out with us. It was about connecting with your business guide, like your business guide in spirit, and how do you create that connection? How do you communicate with your guide so that you can actually start getting information from your spirit team, trying to like help you and kind of nudge you along and give you like hints and guidance to basically make things easier. So yes, I will see you guys next week. I hope that you guys enjoyed tonight, and I hope that I'll see some of you guys in the group as well. Have a good night. Bye, everybody.